If you are a gym owner, personal trainer, maybe you've got a boot camp, and you make between 5 and 10 grand a month right now, and you want to make 20,000 plus, I'm going to break down in this video my exact schedule that I used to go from sub 6 figures a year to my very first 20,000 pound month. Now, the thing here is that you've got to understand the evolution of your career as a trainer. I can remember back to like 2009 being a one-to-one personal trainer, and there was a very specific moment. I was walking on the treadmill next to my friend Russ, and we were chatting back and forth. I had a pretty busy diary at the time, maybe 20, 25 appointments a week with clients. And I could just remember thinking, after a year of doing PT, I kind of like completed it. It was just this cycle. It was never ending. Things weren't really going to evolve from that point. I knew that to make more money, I just had to get more clients, which I didn't really want to do. I was already starting at 6 a.m, finishing 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I just remember thinking, like, there has to be another way. And so middle of 2010, I started my very first boot camp. I hired out a school hall and I started charging like $5 per session. I flyered all the doors around the school. And I actually got like 23 people turn up to the very first session, which was amazing for me. 23 people times £5. It was like £125 for the hour. I rented the hall for 15 quid. I made 110 quid for the hour. This changed everything for me. This was like the first point of understanding that you could take something with value and then you could amplify it. But the problem was, over time, that just kind of chipped away and it really fell down to like 4 to 5 people. Sometimes I had 2 people and I was actually paying a $5 for the whole and basically losing money. And I can remember just this transitional period of going, okay, like, I'm a personal trainer, I run this boot camp. Like, what if I was to run this group training business full time? That's when I hired my first mentor, Paul Mort, who then became my business partner. And we ended up scaling boot camp company across the UK to 26 different locations. And so I share this little backstory with you because I want to share the evolution from personal trainer to group training to, multiple locations to a facility if you want one. Having opened my first facility in 2013, which is still running today, there was this distinction that I had to make very early on. And it was this blended transition between growing the boot camp and still doing personal training. And honestly, as like a beginner personal trainer, you're just trying to get clients. Once you get clients, you become so busy, you're trying to get time back. And the way in which you buy time back is to leverage your time with another offering. And that would be group training primarily, or maybe today more online. But the thing that allowed me to shift from a personal trainer to boot camps to multiple locations to my very first £20,000 month was this specific schedule. And I believe we really need 3, maybe 4 categories of time in our schedule every single week if we want to be successful. I made a decision that I was happy to work 3 really, really hefty days in working with clients and running my boot camps. My boot camps at the time were structured Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I moved all of my personal training clients into those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday were pretty heavy. They were probably like 10 or 12-hour days. I was back to back and chocker with clients, just delivering my service, right? That's the most important thing. And then the Tuesday and Thursday became what I refer to as development days. And it's my opinion, you either need like a 1 10-hour block or 2 5-hour blocks to really work on your business every single week. And so what I was able to do in the Tuesday, Thursday was to do a number of things. Number 1, focus on revenue producing tasks, ways in which I could generate new clients. What I see from personal trainers, gym owners, and boot camps is that they're just so busy, they don't have the time to dedicate and devote to actually the growth of their business. That might look like advertising, it might look like prospecting, it might look like sending messages or emails or whatever. I've been email marketing since 2010. And it was Tuesdays and Thursdays that I'd sit down and write my daily emails for the week. The second thing that I would do was work on systems. So the thing that allowed me to go from 1 bootcamp to 26 bootcamps with Paul Moat was to build an entire library of all of the SOPs that we required to run the bootcamp. And ultimately, that was the thing that allowed me to transition into consulting after that, because I'd built this library worth of training on, like, here's how to get clients, here's how to train clients, here's how to run the program, here's the programming, just all of these things that we needed to do. I was able to actually step back from the business and put in place on these Tuesdays and Thursdays. The third type of thing that you need when it comes to your schedule is what I call CEO days. You know, as operators, you're probably spending the majority of your time training clients, living in the gym, dealing with day-to-day administration, like answering WhatsApp messages or inside of your Facebook group with your clients. And that's great. But a CEO day is time away from your laptop or your phone. And it's non-linear time. It's not like you're sitting down to do a task in a certain amount of time. It's actually, okay, like I'm going to take 3 hours. I'm going to go for a hike, or I'm going to go for a walk. I'm just going to allow myself to sit and think. You know, yesterday I took my kids to Wales for the day, right? Took a whole day away from the laptop, away from the desk. And actually what I found was a tremendous amount of clarity around a couple of the problems that I'm experiencing in my business right now that I actually was able to work through without having to be at my desk behind my computer. You see, the myth and the mistake is that we think we need to be sat chained to our computer or in the gym or in front of a client to actually be working on our business. And that's not true. CEO days allow you to get altitude above your business, kind of like standing at the top of a mountain looking down. You can see things with different optics. You can see things with a different view set. And this allows you to approach a problem from a different level of consciousness that was actually creating the problem. And so CEO days are so powerful and important that I'd recommend you find a block of time, maybe it's a Friday afternoon, maybe it's a Thursday afternoon, whatever it is, once a week where you spend 2 to 3 hours away from your desk, just by yourself, allowing yourself to just digest what's going on in your business and life right now. And the fourth style of structure you need inside of your schedule is to understand that there is leadership tasks inside of your business. So for example, it might not be that you have team yet, but you do have clients. And you might value training your clients, being in front of them, answering stuff in the Facebook group, dealing with meal plans or whatever it is. Leadership time is really looking at what is the scope? Where are you taking people? What's the vision? How are you taking people for a ride with you? There's a difference between creating a compelling future with a client and coaching them. Part of you being a sought after coach is actually your ability to lead people to places that they can't go on their own. And that's why you need leadership time. This is time for you to develop as a leader, to lead your tribe, to lead your group of people, to lead your team. And it's the one bottleneck that I see in many businesses that just gets stuck and stagnant with revenue. All right, so to recap, the things that you need in your schedule. First of all, I'd recommend that you clear some space and time. Whether that's 5 to 10 hours in one chunk or 2 5-hour blocks, you need space in your business where you aren't going to be training clients or context switching. Now, one of the most important things that you can do is chunk time. And what I found was that just clearing 2 days where I didn't have to train clients, do a thing, I could get up, go to the gym, have a nice relaxed day, and make sure that I had that space was so important. It doesn't have to be 2 days. It could be just a single day in a week that you clear to work on your business. Secondly, you need to have revenue producing activities at the forefront of your mind, whether that's creating videos, whether that's creating content, writing ads, launching ads, doing sales calls, reaching out to people, connecting, like retaining clients, like whatever it is that you need to do, that needs to be a focus of your time. Number 3, you need to go and have CEO days, time away from your business that's going to allow you to look at it from different optics, where you can look down at everything that's going on in your business right now and approach it from a different consciousness and mindset that you are every day. And fourth, you need leadership time. Time to lead your team, lead yourself, lead your clients. If you do not have a structure like this, it's going to be very hard for you to scale to 20K plus per month. And the reason I say this is very simple. The amount of clients that I've worked with, and I've had over 1,800 customers to date over the last decade, the majority of people that fail to grow struggle with their schedule. It's such a foundational and fundamental thing, but think about it. Your schedule is the way in which you lead and live your life. And if your business dictates the way in which you lead and live your life, and you don't intentionally create space in that to actually have some fucking fun, to actually do something with your life that you want to do, to actually do something with your life that is empowering and exciting, but also to work on the things that you want to work on in order for your business to evolve, then you're going to end up in the same position. And it's very easy for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 to pass you by and you're in the same cycle. The amount of trainers that I speak to who've been a personal trainer for a decade and they've been making about the same money every single year because they've never really understood that to evolve, they have to do something differently. What got you here will not get you there. And that's one of the most important things that you could understand. The way in which you structure your time will massively influence the way in which you grow your business. And unless you're willing to do something different operationally from what you're doing right now, you're going to find yourself stuck and stagnated. So find some time in your schedule every single week to create a block of 5 hours or 2 5-hour blocks, ideally, where you do nothing else but focus on the growth of your business. The amount of people that say, I want to work on my business, not in my business, yet don't create the space and time for it, baffles me. If you want growth and you want to operate like a multiple six-figure CEO, then you got to start acting like one, and that starts with your schedule every single day. Catch you soon.